All right, so the W-4, you guys, is the form that you fill out whenever you're hired by an employer, all right? It's a form that you fill out letting the government know how much money you want withheld from your paychecks, all right? Notice what I said, how much money you want withheld from your paychecks, all right, when you get paid. So a lot of people don't really understand this form. They feel like it's about kids. Over 100 million Americans have this one form, this one sheet of paper filled out incorrectly, all right? So we just want to, we done a video once before showing you how to fill out the W-4, and now we're going to go ahead and take it just a step further.
And this is the thing. This is what we learn. When we taught people how to adjust the W-4 from a basic aspect, some people took it upon themselves to want to just go ahead and just adjust the W-4 without inquiring, without asking questions, without really knowing the ins and outs of everything. Now, the W-4 is in place to let you know what exactly you need to do. But sometimes people just play with the form and just adjust it, not knowing the power in it. Now, we're not saying don't adjust the W-4 at all. We're not saying don't touch the front side of the W-4, which is a side that everybody can fill out. We're just saying when you do it, understand the power that lies within it if you do it in addition to what we recommend. When you do it correctly, when you do it with a strategy, because most cases, people end up getting more money back after they change their W-4. Most cases, people have a 0 or 1 on their form because that's what we were taught. That's what the HR department is typically telling people. I'll just put a 0 or a 1. You know, you can put a 1. How many kids you got? I'll just put 2. You know, because they think that it's based on kids. But as you see, it's an allowance worksheet. It's an allowance certificate. Allowance includes more than just how many kids you have. It also includes quantity of money. It also includes your scenario based on, the income you may earn throughout the year. Married, head of household, things of that nature are all entailed on the front side alone, and then the back side includes even more. If you're investing, it also includes, if you have a business or if you itemize on your taxes. So the form is it's a lot more than just dealing with kids. Now, this is the thing. When you adjust that form, most cases, like I said, you get more money back. And since over 100 million Americans have their form filled out incorrectly, most people are overpaying in taxes. What I mean by that is they have their 0 or their 1 when they should in all actuality have a 5 or a 4 or a 7 or a 9. Those are common numbers that we help people get based on their scenario. Now, if a person goes from 0 to a 1, or a 0 to a 5 or a 9 or a 7, whatever the case may be, it's a good chance that they're going to get more money back per paycheck every single time they get paid. That could be bi-weekly, that could be weekly, that could be monthly. On average, we've seen anywhere from $200 to $800, some more, some less. But what we're saying is, don't just adjust the W-4 just because you saw our video, or someone else's video, or someone said, yeah, you can adjust the W-4 because on the front you should have this. Or, yeah, you can adjust the W-4. That's nothing new. Don't just adjust the W-4 just because people are talking about it more frequently now due to, new information being released without having a strategy, without understanding the psychology of it. You see, a lot of times when people get extra money, it's like a lottery winner. They get extra money, and when they get that extra money, they just automatically blow it because they consider it to be extra money.
Yes.
There's really no such thing as extra money. You want to get that money into a position to where it's doing something for you, it's working for you, it's working in your favor and getting you closer to your wealth. So when I say there's no such thing as extra money, when you get an extra $200 to $800 on your paycheck, then you need to know where to apply that extra. Don't just blow it like most people do. Most people are adjusting their W-4, getting more money throughout the year. Then when they file taxes, they realize that the strategy didn't put them in a better financial state, so they're looking forward to a refund that may be lower now, because they got money throughout the year. But had they took the understanding that we teach to go along with the W-4 strategy, because it's just a strategy, now they could have taken that $200 to $800 and applied it towards debt. So if they applied that extra money to some debt, now they probably eliminated a credit card bill, eliminated, a car note, and saved themselves thousands upon thousands of dollars in interest because they applied a strategy that we teach, and we have software to back it up to show them exactly what they need to do, which if you eliminate debt and you save yourself money on interest, now you just increase your net worth. because your asset column or your income column has gone up, while the expense account has gone down. That's what you want. You want more income staying in your household and less expenses, fewer expenses going out. So you just increase your net worth by making that one move. On top of that, that extra money can also be going towards an investment, which grows your money because you put it to work instead of just spending it frivolously like many people do when they just go out and adjust the W-4 or adjust it for half of the year. We hear that all the time. I adjust mine for 6 months, then put it back at zero for another 6 months.
Right.
No. The strategy shows you how to have it set one way based on when your situation changes, but apply the extra money towards building wealth, whether it's debt elimination, whether it's investing, or whether it's understanding the power of a home-based business, which we talk about all three, and help you get financially successful using the W-4 adjustment as a strategy, not just a piece of paper that you use just to get more money on your paycheck, which is what many people do.
Exactly. It's one of those things. If you don't know money, like our business partner Robert Plant says,
yes,
if you don't know KNOW money, you will have $0 money. You really won't. It's all about you guys getting educated. Yes, you can fill out the W-4, but again, you have to have that strategy behind it. You have to be able to take that additional income and you have to know what to do with it. All right. A lot of us, we go back to what we were taught growing up or what we were not taught growing up, right? Because a lot of us weren't advised of the W-4. I can't even tell you how many people we assist on a daily basis that just have no clue what the W-4 is. Or we hear all the time, well, how am I able to put more than one and I only have one kid?
Mm-hmm.
All right, because it's more than just having kids, you guys. So, you have to be able to take it a step further. And again, we do teach overall financial success. So we're showing you how to take, the additional income that you're getting from that, and we teach you to apply it somewhere to ultimately, grow your wealth. Because the thing about taxes is this: the law states that you have to file taxes, not that you necessarily have to pay taxes. So why is it that over and over and over again, and every single paycheck, we're overpaying in taxes? It's literally like we're just giving our money to the government. Why? A lot of times it's because of fear. Like when you tell people to put a 1 on their form, they're afraid. Where did this fear come from? That's what I actually want to know. Where does this fear come from? Who made you guys fearful of owing at the end of the year like that's necessarily a bad thing? Who made you comfortable and okay with getting a tax refund at the end of the year when you pay double, sometimes even triple that amount throughout the year in taxes? All right, so you just have to really just sit back and ask yourself, and some of it is just common sense. Some of it is just common sense. It's like, okay, wait, I got a tax refund of about $2,000 or $3,000. Let me go back and look at my W-2, the form that they send you at the end of the year, you guys. It's like they're putting that form in front of you saying, hey, you made this much money this year. We took this much money. They literally give you that, your employer gives you that documentation, yet and still we don't question why we paid $10,000 in taxes throughout the year and only got a tax refund of $2,000. All right, we don't question those things. And to me, it's just common sense to just, back up and say, wait, something isn't right about this. So you guys, the W-4 is a very, very, very powerful form. But again, you have to know how to use it. We're not telling you to just go out and adjust your W-4. We don't want you looking at us crazy at the end of the year, because as Marcus was explaining to me earlier, even if you did fill out the first page of the W-4 correctly during tax time, that doesn't mean you're not going to owe at the end of the year. All right. So again, you have to have that strategy behind it in order for you to really be able to utilize what you're learning and the gains that you're getting from adjusting that W-4.
I love it. And it's a perfect segue, because a lot of times if you do just adjust the W-4, and say you adjust it based on whatever your scenario is on the front side, when you're getting money throughout the year, especially if you did it towards the beginning of the year, when you're getting money throughout the year, let's say throughout the year you got an extra $3,000 on your paycheck due to the W-4 adjustment. Tax rates and percentages, different things change. So when you file taxes, it's going to say that you paid X amount in federal taxes. If that number wasn't to their likeliness based on the percentage on your income and your scenario, then you may end up owing a little bit, or you could possibly end up breaking even, or you can also end up getting some back, just not as much as you were accustomed to. However, when you have a strategy, no matter how much you didn't pay throughout the year, and you understand the power of home-based business ownership and business ownership as a whole, and tax deductions that are, people who understand temporarily. So, as it relates to you sliding up.
No, yeah, there we go. Okay.
All right, now. It's a likely chance that a person could end up getting some money back, breaking even, or owing. It just depends on their scenario. But when you have a strategy and you understand that it's over 400 tax deductions that exist for business owners, and there are other tax deductions that exist for non-business owners, but very few. Once you understand that and you're applying those deductions, now that makes up for the money that you were getting throughout the year. So if you got $3,000 throughout the year, but then you accumulated $10,000 in business deductions because you were doing business, you were making a profit or attempting to make a profit. Now you just positioned yourself to even possibly get more money than you would have got back. Or if you were about to owe, you position yourself to where you didn't have to owe, all because you understood the strategy. So it's highly important for you not to mess with that form unless you truly understand it, or you're dealing with somebody who does understand it. A lot of people just adjust it, then towards the end of the year or when it's time to file taxes, they're mad at whatever advice they took on their own to adjust the W-4. That's a public document. Anybody can touch it. Anybody can adjust it. But for those who don't understand it, they don't win the way that they possibly could. We want to put you in a position to win. We're all about personal financial success. We don't care how much your job makes by the work that you do. We don't care how much the banks make off of the money that you pay them back on interest. We don't care how much the schools make when you borrow money and loan agencies, all of that. We don't care about that. We care about your personal financial success, which starts with you understanding how to increase your cash flow in all areas. Ultimately, we use the W-4 to help people get cash flow that they didn't know they were losing, knocking out debt, increase their cash flow even more, making money from home, increase their cash flow even more, investing that money, increase their cash flow even more. You get all of that stuff working for you, you have no choice but to land on personal financial success. And it all started from understanding that one tool known as the W-4. That's just the one tool that we use for a person who has a job. Now, if you don't have a W-4, then we still have plenty of opportunities for you to find additional cash flow, minimize your taxes, get out of debt, and invest and grow that money, make money from home, the whole nine. But we're speaking on the W-4, so that's a tool that we use along with a strategy that can help you build wealth.
Hey, nicely said, you guys. So look, I don't have anything else to add on top of that. I would open it up for questions. Let me see if I have any down here. Thank y'all so much for hopping on. I see more and more people. Somebody said, overpaying and not getting anything in return. You are exactly right. Naquita, good to see you. Okay. I don't see any questions in there, but again, you guys, we did do a video on the W-4. All right, it was a video sometime last year, and a lot of you guys seen it, and that's how you ultimately started following us because that video did go viral. We were just absolutely blown away by the amount of people that just did not know about the W-4. They just did not know how to properly fill it out, didn't know how much money they were losing, and ultimately didn't know some of the things that they could do with that income by bringing it back into their household. You guys, an extra $50 to $500 a month could help you a whole lot with your financial situation. But again, you have to know exactly what to do and how to do it, and that's where we come in. All right, we have the strategies for you guys to take it a step further after adjusting that W-4, using that money to ultimately gain personal financial success, which is what we are all about.
Absolutely. And she just made me think up something that definitely has to be included, because I don't want to scare anybody from not wanting to touch their form. Some people may take this video wrong and be like, well, I'm going to just stay away from the form altogether. That's the worst thing you can do, because it's a good chance that you're being taxed throughout the year way more than what you could ever get back in the form of a tax refund. So let's just say you're being taxed, $8,000 throughout the year, and you just say, I'm not even going to touch the form. I'm going to let them take what they take. I'm okay with getting $2,000 to $3,000 back, in the form of a refund. That's $5,000 that you left on the table that you never get to see. Now, $5,000 times your working career. Many people work 10, 20, 30 years. $5,000 times your working career could have easily been millions. So this is not just a W-4 form that you want to skip out on or not get an understanding or just brush it off just because you're scared, you don't want to get in any trouble. This is not something you want to just push off. You want to adjust the form, but you want to have a strategy to go along with the adjustment of the form, because that $5,000 could have made you debt-free and ultimately a millionaire. And if not a millionaire, you would have easily been able to invest and grow that money to hundreds of thousands of dollars just by applying the strategies that we teach. And the mentor of ours said, if a person doesn't adjust their W-4 and they just brush it off as nothing, as something that's insignificant, not only will they rob themselves of their wealth, they'll rob their families of their wealth, and somebody else got wealthy off of the money that they left on the table, and they didn't leave any generational wealth for their kids, as we should all do. He said that they'll work until they die. Because here it is, they worked all their life and didn't plan, didn't strategize. They focused on how much more money they can make per hour, or getting a little pay raise here and there, or getting promoted, but you never practice cash flow management, money management, tools that can take your money to the next level. And if you don't practice those things, then you will find yourself working until you die, or struggling and suffering off of what's not enough. And that's what a lot of people do. They retire into poverty. So the form is not to be shied away from. Don't get scared of the form. Just understand the form, get with us, get with somebody else who can help you. And once you understand the form, you apply the tools and the strategies that we teach, then you build wealth instead of running away from the whole scenario as a whole. Had to include that. Thank you for sparking that.
Cool, no problem. All right, you guys, that's all we got. We hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your work week.
Right.
And again, if you are ready for a strategy, a financial game plan that's going to take you to the next level and ultimately become financially free with work, of course, then make sure you hit us up, or you hit up the person who invited you or shared this video with you, all right? Because we are a team, we are business partners, and we are on a mission to impact families worldwide.
Absolutely. I love it. Couldn't have said it better myself. That's how we got Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Signing out.
Salute.